get started, we're going to need a WordPress blog up and running in order to be able to extract our data from. I'm going to use both Bitnami, which will install a WordPress blog locally on our system, and also a WordPress.com blog, so when it comes time to deploy to Heroku, we'll be able to extract the data and render it within our React front end. I'll open a browser and go to bitnami.com. This will give us both the Apache server, the database we store our data in, and our WordPress setup. We'll go to application, and then we'll click WordPress, and then Win Mac Linux for a on my computer setup. I'll download for Windows. Once this is downloaded, we'll just install. So we're setting up both WordPress and phpMyAdmin. This will allow us to set up a user in order to log in and access our database within phpMyAdmin. I'll just call this test React blog. I'll unselect that. I'll just switch this to private network and unselect public network. And I'll just leave that selected and hit finish. So we can access our WordPress blog here, and we can also access phpMyAdmin here. We'll hit this first, and that's our WordPress blog with a single post at the moment. If we go back and hit phpMyAdmin, so we can go to phpMyAdmin. Now here we want to use the default username and passwords, which are root, ROOT, and root spelt backwards, Tor, TOOR. Here we have our database set up. We've got on the left hand side Bitnami WordPress. We'll just open that up, and this is all the data for our newly installed WordPress blog. To access our WordPress front end, we can type localhost/WordPress. This was the first post that was created when we installed Bitnami. And back in our phpMyAdmin, we can go to posts, and see that the content is displayed here. Hello world, post title hello world. And just to make sure it's all working correctly, I'll just do a quick edit. I'll delete the welcome to WordPress, which is displayed here, and I'll just save this. That command has been run. I'll refresh this, and as you can see, the WordPress front end is connected to our database. I'll close both of these tabs down for now. Now we want to set up a Frontity React project, which we will then link to our WordPress database and use WordPress as a headless backend for our React front end. You'll need Node.js installed, so if you haven't done that already, simply type Node.js into a search engine and follow the steps here. With Node.js installed, open a command prompt by typing cmd in the start bar. We'll also open File Explorer to create a new file where we want to store our project. I'll store it in Documents, create new folder. I'll call this Frontity test. I'll copy the full path of the folder. I'll go back to command prompt and change directory cd into that folder. Now, as we've installed Node.js, we can use the npx command. So we want to execute a Node.js package, which is handled by npx. We want to install Frontity. We'll type create as the command, and we'll also type client, which will create a new folder within our Frontity test folder to store our app. Here I'm just going to select the default Frontity Mars theme. Just hit enter. I'll type no here. Now we'll test to see if we've got a connection established with our new Frontity installation. The commands are here. We'll change directory cd into the client folder that was created on installation, and then we can run npm run dev or npx Frontity dev. And now we've got a Frontity application displayed, which is getting its data from a different database with what we've got set up on our system. In a minute, we'll see where this data is coming from, but the main point is that we've got a Frontity React instance up and running on localhost 3000. We'll go back to command prompt. I'll cancel this for now. I've got Atom installed on my system, which I use for code editing, which can be found at atom.io. If you need a code editor, I recommend this, but feel free to use any that you want. Atom is installed globally on my system, so I can go to command prompt. I'll go back one folder, change directory, 2 full stops and a /, which has sent me back one directory, and then I'll type atom.fullstop to open this directory within Atom. So as you can see, that's the client folder we created, which stores all of our code. It's a bit different from a Create React App setup. We've got our package.json folder. This is a script we ran in order to start our instance of our Frontity app on localhost 3000. You have Frontity dependencies. We've got our node modules folder, and our main folder that we'll be working in will be packages. Mars.theme is the theme that we installed. This holds all of our source material. We've got components here, and a importance file that we'll be using will be within our main client folder, frontity.settings.js. Now, this data is being extracted from this URL here. I'll copy and paste this into a browser. And this is the data that's being extracted and then sent to our React front end using Frontity. So it's just a matter of now connecting our own headless WordPress setup to this URL key value pair, and with a bit of luck we should be able to display our own content.